Hey guys, so welcome to another webinar. And today's webinar, we are going to be doing the same thing we do every week, looking at the COT report, seasonality, and probabilities. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. And we're happy to have you with us. And for those returners, for the past couple of weeks, we haven't had that much opportunities. So this week seems to look slightly different, and we might be able to capitalize on the moves that are about to happen. That being said, for those that are just here, what we do is we cover three strategies, right? Now we have the COT report, then we have the seasonality, and then we have the probability. Now, COT report is more of a lagging indicator, and it's mainly for, let's just say you have three categories in the COT report, and you have the commercials, non-commercials, and non-reportables. The commercials are people or institutions that purchases goods or raw materials or service from another region of the world. So if I wanted to buy steel, for example, from China, I need the Chinese yuan to make that transaction. And I have to convert my pounds to their local currency for me to be able to, buy that goods. I can't just stroll into the country and give them pounds and say, you take pounds, give me some change. I want some couple of steel. And those guys that are buying raw materials, they don't need the fluctuation in the market to make money, because they make money from the margins that they make from reselling some of those products or converting those raw materials into something usable and then selling that off at a profit. So we mainly follow those guys, and those guys are called the commercials, right? It's a lagging indicator, lags by a week because they have to accumulate this data and then report it, and then we get it a week after. But for some reason, it's super accurate. Even though it's lagging a week, I'm guessing most of the times these people placing pending orders, not specifically going in at the exact price or the spot price. They place pending orders for this, and that's how we capitalize on it. We follow their move. They're mainly right because they want to always get the best deals for the amount of money they're spending, because they're spending billions, right? And yeah, but before we move forward, I just want to say these are my own personal perspective to the market. They're not any way, shape, or form of me saying go into this asset or trade these assets. You need to do your own self-analysis. This is my own way to approach the market that works with a high percentage. In some cases, over 87%. So we have the COT report. Then the next thing we have is the seasonality, which is you have 4 seasons in the year. I mean, in the UK right here, you have autumn, spring, winter, and summer. Some people have rainy season, they have Hamatan, they have sunny season. I think Nigeria does that. I don't know the rest there. So the market also has its own seasons. There's Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And in every season, price moves different. A goods might be hot in a specific time of the year. Let's say in January, it might be in season, which is hot. There's a lot of it in the market. And then the price of it, because of the inflow of it, the amount of saturation it gets in the market, the price tends to drop. And then let's say in summer, for example, or during July time, and there's not much of these in supply, the price tends to increase, right? Also seasonality, looking at season. And there's something called probability, which is a casino way of looking at the market, saying, if I go in and trade on Monday, what's my chance of winning if I buy? So it's going to tell you if it's a 51% chance of winning if you're buying, or 60% chance. And you can't use that tool by itself. You can use it by itself, but I don't really use it by itself. I can't really say you should use 100%, because even if you gather some bunch of 60% together, your average will be 60% in the long term, but it could take a period of time to get that. And if you're winning at 60%, which is very good in the market, some people don't have enough finances to back that up, so they go bust before they even get to a profit section. So what I tend to do is I combine all three together to give me a clearer perspective, making it sharper my decision sharper. So before that, this is what the COT looks like. As I mentioned before, we look at the commercials, and what we just look for is the changes, right? If they're going long or short in their changes, that's all. We don't really care about these guys, non-commercials or the non-reportable. We just care about commercials if they're going long or short. Now, long means buy, short means sell. That's what it means. So we just want to know if they're buying or if they're selling. And from what we are looking at, we're just looking at the changes. We've seen they've taken our position from the sell side. They're no longer selling. They're interested in buying. So gold, they're saying as of the 25th, they're interested in buying. And if we go to gold seasonality, we can see from that around that 25th, you can see the spike on the COT on the seasonality. This is what the seasonality looks like. It combines an average of 47, 15, and 5 years. The average price movement in those 3 years is what you're looking at right now. So you can isolate them if you want and just look at the 5 years average price movement in the past 5 years, or you can go 15 or 45, 47. Now, the way I use this is I make sure all three are aligned, so they have to be pointing towards the same direction, just like from around here, for example. And then it's not just pointing for like a day or two. I'm like looking for a long stretch. If it doesn't have that long stretch, I don't really want to pay attention to it. I don't day trade, I'm more of a seasonal trader. So, but you can use it as also an intermediate strategy. Now, if you want to know more about the tool, you can go to the website business.damempire.co.uk right here. And if you click on pricing, you'll be able to see which membership suits you to be able to access these tools. Now, let's go back to the analysis. So we're currently right around here. This is where we are today. And what we're looking at is they're already buying, right? And we can see from the 47 years, it looks like a short, but the 15 and 5 years looks like a long. But if we come around this period, it's not much, but it's about a day. In reality, I wouldn't take this trade because the 47 years seems to be going short. But if you look at the news and you see certain things align, what you can do is you can capitalize on that move, of that gold move, and take that as a long signal, making sure you're monitoring it, obviously. And because of the COT and the seasonality are pointing long, the likelihood of this happening is higher than 66%. The only thing you have to look at now is probability. But because I said I'm not going to take this trade because it doesn't align with the 47 years, I'm going to leave that be. Next one in line is CHF, Swiss franc. So they're going short on that. And what we want to do is I want to go to Swiss franc and want to look at what they're doing on the seasonality side of stuff. Okay. Now, this is where we are at right now. 30th is right here. So 31st. What we can see is indeed it looks like it's going to go short. But all three is not aligned, but alignment comes in around the third, right? So around the third, you have that small alignment, which most likely could last up until the 14th, right? So if we go on the third right here, and we load up our probability chart, we're gonna go there. First things first, let's just shift. Let's shift this. First. On the third will be Thursday. So I know around the third. So I'm gonna go COT, CHF, short. Seasonality gives me a date. CHF, short again. Third. Exit would be somewhere around here, 14. Now, even though the 5 years looks like it's mashed up, I'm literally considering from the 15 and 45. But this is going to be one of those high risk trade because even though you get all three rights, it depends on how right they are and how smooth the alignment is. That's how you categorize. It's a high risk or medium risk trade. So what I can do is on the 13th or 14th right here, I think. 14th. What we can do is from 14th, right? That'll be our exit. So we have that there short. The next thing we want to do, we'll look at the next one. I think I have JPY here. JPY is also looking like a short. And what I would do is go to JPY. And after that loads up, we're gonna look at it proper. What we can see is JPY might go short around this third as well. So we might have a drop in JPY around the third, but it's not really clear with the 5 years, because if you look at the 5, all right, that drop just lasts till the 5th, right? And it starts from the 3rd. So as I said before, I don't like small movement. I prefer them when they're huge. So the next thing, I'm just gonna leave JPY for now, and I look at Euro. Now with Euro, it's the same thing. We're looking for short, right? Which is to sell. So what we're gonna do is, yeah. So from the 3rd, it also does the same thing as JPY, but because of I'm looking at the 15 and 24 years, seems like it could go longer, but then the 5 years doesn't look that way. So we have a diversification. So it's also going to be a high risk trade, but for the sake of this session and trying to keep it short and concise, let's stick with the NZD the CHF for now. So what we do next is go here and search for CHF, and I will load up all the pairs of CHF. This will let me know which asset in the CHF class I should trade. All right. So I've loaded up all the majors that are there for the CHF. I mean, there's a lot more in the exotic sides, but we're not looking at exotics at the moment. So we're going to look at the CHF from the 3rd of August, right? So from the 3rd of August, we're expecting CHF to drop. So if CHF JPY, because CHF comes first and JPY comes second, we expect from the 3rd CHF to start going on the sell side. But what we can see here is this. It's looking like a long, 52%, 55, then 55. So I'll let that go. The next thing is we go for Euro CHF. All right. Let's see what that looks like at the 3rd of August. So because this time around we have Euro CHF, so we're expecting Euro to gain strength against the CHF, because CHF is meant to lose strength. So Euro CHF should ideally, if it gives us a buy, then we might have a trade. So what we're seeing here is from the 2nd, actually, it's giving us a buy. Remember, we were going for the 3rd before, but this shifted it to the 2nd because of probability. So we have a better chance on the 2nd because the 53% chance is better than the 47. But I like them in 3 days in a row. Because of this is a 50-50, it's slightly iffy. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to take the trade, but you have to be very careful. You can exit on the 11th, right? So what you would do is probability, or say Euro CHF, put that as long because CHF is meant to lose strength. So Euro gain strength, so that's long, and then we'll do that at the 2nd till the 11th. Right. So, and next thing we can look at is USD CHF. And because USD is also before the CHF, we're expecting it to gain more power. So it looks like USD is going to gain strength, and we can do that up until here, till the 9th. All right. So we'll do USD CHF, long 3rd till 9th. So there's still more to analyze, I mean, from here, but I just want to keep it short and concise. So those are two possibilities of trades that we can look at. And from the looks of things, they're going to be around the medium / high risk side because of the seasonality. So if you look at, I can't remember what I got right now. I don't have that here at the moment, but if we look at the CHF seasonality, I think there's a small hookup or hiccup, how do you call it? There'll be a small hiccup in the section. Okay, where is it? Yeah, so with the 5 years, you can see the 5 years because of its kicking back. That's why I'm very careful. So that's why I call it high risk, because now the 5 years is not doing exactly what we expect it to do, but overall it seems to bottom out around the same level. And that's why I'm taking this trade and I'm saying it's a high risk trade. If it followed true with the 15 and the 45 years, for example, which is the yellow and the red line, then I could have called it a medium risk trade because there's still something else that we use in the technical side. So, but for this short educational purpose sake, those are two possibilities of trades that you can take that is most likely going to be in your favor. So thank you very much for joining today's webinar. And if you want to have access to this tool to be able to utilize it better in your own way, you can go to the website business.demempire.co.uk/person, or you can select any of the memberships that gives you access to the seasonality, probability, and the COT. So whichever one you choose, it has it there clearly stated out which membership and what they would give you access to. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe and trade carefully. All right, guys, enjoy yourself and see you in the next one.